And as history was being made in Washington, we also received a glimpse of what the first few days will look like for the Trump administration.
IU political science professor Stephen Webster joins us now to break down some of this. Professor Webster, thank you so much for joining us. In his inauguration speech, President Trump talked about a number of changes he wants to make right off the bat. He included ending asylum for illegal border crossings, the National Guard engaging in border security, but he also talked about changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. He also mentioned taking control back of the Panama Canal. I'm curious, what do you think of the implications of these could be internationally?
Yeah, I think what this signifies is a little bit of uncertainty among world leaders about what a second Donald Trump administration will entail. Donald Trump, like any politician, can say lots of things, and it's not always clear what he intends to pursue as policy and what is political rhetoric. And so we will have to wait and see which of these things the president decides to follow through on. We do know that he's planning to issue any number of executive orders right as his second term begins. So some of this we'll have to wait and see, but I do think some of this rhetoric will create some uncertainty among our allies.
Also in the speech, Trump mentioned creating an external revenue service to level tariffs against other countries' goods. Do you think this could help the U.S.?
You know, this is certainly something that President Trump campaigned on quite heavily, instituting tariffs on goods coming into the country. Inherently, this is a political question as to whether it helps the United States or not. We have a long tradition in this country of taxing certain things coming into the United States in order to protect domestic manufacturers. The sort of other side of tariffs is that it can oftentimes raise the price of goods. And so you sort of have to judge which you value more, the price of goods or protecting American industry.
And there was also a statement today about making it a U.S. policy that there are two genders, male and female, that's it. That topic obviously has been heavily debated during the presidential election. Is that possible, or would that take congressional action, or is this more symbolic? Any thoughts on that?
So again, this could be another thing where this might be something that President Trump is using for a political purpose. But there could be some actual consequences of this rhetoric should Donald Trump try to sort of go beyond rhetoric and issue some sort of executive action. We know, for instance, on U.S. passports, for genders, you can say male, female, or X for essentially none of the above. And so options like that could go away if Donald Trump tries to actually pursue this policy change. But again, this is the beginning of a new administration, and we're going to have to wait and see what Donald Trump decides to prioritize and what he decides to pursue as he begins his second term in office.
Okay, and as those executive orders come out, we'll be looking at the details. Thank you, IU political science professor Stephen Webster. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.